everybody, Iceman 50 and Crisis 2004 here. So we're gonna work on the Navi today, and we're gonna do the DC upgrade. We're missing the turn signal flasher because it's got a Honda plug. I didn't know that, so I ordered it's a 3-pin Honda plug for the flasher. So I ordered one of those, but we're gonna do the DC conversion, and then we'll do some other stuff along the way too. Hey everybody, one thing to note is that this nut is what adjusts the angle of your headlight, and there's a little, you can't really see it here, there's a little metal nut, a square nut behind there. Just, you know, wedge something on the side when you're putting it back together. It does have a tendency to want to spin, but we got it back together. So all right everybody, just a quick note. All right everybody, so we gotta, to do the DC wiring change, we got to take the seat off. All right, so he's going to pull the seat off, and then we're going to have to work on getting these plastics off in here. I think we just got to take off this cover, which is just a Phillips. There we go. That's a little tricky. So this is the turn signal relay right here. You can see it's got the little special plug on it. So I ordered a relay that has that connector on it. So we're not going to worry about that. But what we are going to have to do is get into, here's the little fuse box. There's a little tab right there. And then lift that open, and we're going to be working with the 7.5 amp circuit right here. So that's where we're going to put the addafuse. We're going to take this fuse out, put the addafuse in, put in the 7.5, and put this 7.5 back in, and then we're going to run the wiring down. That's why it all comes off to this side. So we got that right there. We should probably unhook the battery, unhook your ground, unhook the positive. All right everybody, so the next thing we're going to do is take off all the different panels here. We'll just do the time lapse through all this. All right, there we go. So we did it with the Honda provided Phillips screwdriver. So not the greatest, but it works. Just gotta get underneath right there. Yep. And you can get it. All right. And then we got, it looks like we got another screw at the back here. One here. It's pretty simple, only 3 bolts, 2 10 mils and a 12 mil. Nice. Oh look, it's starting to look like a scooter. All right, so now you should be able to get to those couple of screws. You see, yeah, so when you go to start taking this apart, just quickly take apart the box first. I mean, either way you want to do it, but this 6 of one, half dozen of the other, right? Maybe. Okay. That's not it. I think this is it right here. Yeah, see, here's the brown wires. So there we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is take this tape off of here. We'll replace the tape. That way we can push the boot up and get to where we need to. There you go. Now you should be able to kind of rip into it a little bit more there. Get the cutters under there. Like I said, just make sure you're not clipping any wires. All right. Then we can push this boot out of the way, see? And then we're gonna need a little pin. We're gonna need a little tool or something to get down in here to pull these brown wires out. Let me see what I can find. Hang on. Okay, so it's kind of like I thought. You see how here there's like a little notch. That's where this little tab sits. It sits in there, so it's just like this. So when you, oops, sorry. When you come in here, you just want to kind of push on the, that's like I was saying before, you just want to kind of push on this tab. Maybe a little bit bigger small screwdriver would work, and you just kind of smoosh it and kind of push on it a little bit while you're doing that, and then it pulls right out. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go from here back with the add-a-fuse up to here, right? So we're going to run our wiring down, we're going to follow down, and we're going to come through here, and then I have some extra tabs where we're gonna run an extra wire up to the front for the running lights, and then we're gonna run one to the back for the running lights. So two pieces of wire to come back here to do what we need to do. We've got, so this gives us a male and a female. So what we're gonna do, I think, is we'll put a male pin on the add-a-fuse that comes from over here, and we'll push it in here, and then we'll put a female terminal on here with 2 wires coming out. Like I said, one will go this way and one will go this way for our extra 12 volts to the front and the back. So let me, I'll get the wiring, and we'll bring you back when we kind of get it all situated, and we'll show you what we're doing. All right, everybody. So I've got my basic wiring run right here. If you take a look here, we've got one wire going to the back. This is going to be the 12 volts feed for the running lights. I don't like tapping into wires. I don't believe in doing that. So what I'm going to do instead, that's why I bought these little extra push-on pieces, because we'll take a spade terminal, a male spade terminal, and we'll go in here. I just got to pull it out of the plastic here. All right, so what I did is we've got it coming, we're following the main wiring harness. We're just gonna come around and down. And what my plan was is that, we gotta plug this back in, but we're just gonna loop the wiring back in on itself like this, up in there. I cut it longer on purpose because I didn't know where it was gonna be. Twist these up, and then I bend it over. Give me double the wire, and then we get our crimpers, which are right here, and these work with fast on terminals, spade terminals. So we're going to try and use the red, and then we're going to just push this in here in the hole, right like that, and then we're going to go ahead and get a hold of this. not trying to pull it out of the connector. I only got one click on that. Squeeze this on here. Now what I can do, the cool part about what we can do here is that I can smash this down, right? And then we can take this off and I can go inside and solder it on here, right? Just to make sure that it's 100% crimped on. So we just plug this in here, like so. And we should be good to go. All we gotta do, you know, I'm not gonna, just to test here, we're gonna throw the battery back in and we will verify that, and of course make sure, you know, you put your battery back in the right way. Plus is over here, minus is over here. I just threw the screws back in there so I wouldn't lose them. Like that. And then we're gonna move the wiring harness out of the way temporarily. Yeah, they got this thing, they got this ground wire looped around itself there. Okay. Okay, and then the last thing we got to do is plug this back in, right? So, okay, we're not touching anything because this will be 12 volts. Okay, so we're not touching anything. That's why in the end you know, this will be up in this boot, but we'll wrap it with some of the tape that I got just to cover it. So technically, now when we turn this on, look at the back brake light.
Yes, that's on.
It should be on right now. You should have a running light, right?
Yeah, get that.
Get the headlight, we'll plug it in, and that's how we'll really know. Here. Okay. There we go. So we definitely, obviously, if we didn't have it hooked up right, it wouldn't light up. So we got 12 volts coming over here, and we got 12 volts in the back. We can start it up if you want. And there you go, rev it up. There you go. All right, so now, if you want to do a little experiment, go ahead and turn it off. You want to do a little experiment, let's turn off your key, because now your lights are on all the time, which is a good thing. I like turning the key on and getting light around me, because in the morning.
Times where like I want it on and then maybe I want to get out. I mean, yeah, it's just, I think that's how a normal bike is.
Yep. You turn it on, the lights
honestly, I said this in a bunch of elevators. I really don't understand why that AC, just like, that's like old.
It's old technology.
I know you want to keep it cheap, but I can't imagine actual disc brakes being hella expensive. And then
Running everything off DC.
running off everything on DC. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that being. I mean, especially if you're getting it by a boatload, that's gonna make it hella cheap, right?
Right.
So I don't know. I think Honda maybe went too cheap.
Right.
Maybe. I think I was thinking people that want to mod this up go out of their way for something that like the Grom, for example, already had. Like any other normal bike would already have.
Right, it's already 12 volts.
This was
Because you can't even, you have to do this to do anything LED.
Yeah.
So, now we're converted. Basically, the next thing we need to do is just run these two wires, and we're gonna have to temporarily cap them off because we don't have the Honda plug relay, you know, turn signal relay. So we can't take apart all the turn signals and wire it in. You know, the next time you guys, you know, you saw everything working. The next time we'll finish, you know, we'll do like a part two. All right, well, we'll get this thing buttoned up and we'll see you on the second part of this, all right? Sound good?
Oh, yeah, sounds good.
All right, man, we'll see you. All right, easy.